Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna and I'm part of the creative crew for Kat Scrappiness, and today we're going to be working with the popcorn box shaker craft die and the A2Filmstrip Craft Die. And I'm going to be bringing in the magic Quokka paper pad, and I'll be getting this panel here laid down on my white top folding card base. It's A2 size. Now this video is part of a hop in which we have a $15 gift card giveaway to a lucky winner, and you can can enter to win that giveaway Kat Scrappiness gift card by entering in the Rafflecopter form that is listed in the description box below, along with the link to the playlist. You can click that link to the playlist and just follow along all the designers and check out what they're doing with this popcorn mini release from Kat Scrappiness. Now what I'm doing here now is I've got my film strip craft die cut out, and I'm taking some of my ephemera from the magical Quokka set, and I'm going to create some little scenes on this film strip here. And so I just cut it down so it would fit in there, and I'm going to get some glue laid on here, and then I've got a couple other elements that I'm going to add to it once I get it laid down on this white panel. And this is going to be my popcorn movie night card. So we're going to watch a magical Quokka show, and we're going to eat some cheesy popcorn. So I've got the Book of Magic there, and I've got my other little element, and I'm just checking how it's going to fit. Now I've taken my back piece to my popcorn die, and I've die cut it out and the front of it. And I've also taken this yellow sheet here and ink blended a couple of ink colors and made some cheesy popcorn that I die cut out and I'm going to add to my card. Now I'm just decorating the back of my box so that I've got my red and white stripes on here. And I've actually cut two sets of them out because I'm going to lay one set down behind my cover panel there, and I'm going to have my stripes showing through it. Just checking to make sure I've got it lined up right, and then I'm going to lay the other outside one down, and then we'll lay the middle one down. And I want to make sure I get that middle one real straight because I'm going to line it up with the cover plate here and make sure that my red stripes are going to line up. So I'll just get it right down there in the middle, and then I'm just double checking again, making sure I've got it where I want it. And then I'm going to begin assembling my popcorn. And these, when you get them laid in the right direction, they snuggle up in here real nice. Now I'm going to have some of that white card base there with the popcorn showing, so I'm just going to bring in that same blending brush that I used to ink up my cheesy popcorn and just kind of cover some of those areas so that I won't see that white behind there. And I didn't cover the middle because I know I'm going to have plenty of popcorn to cover up the white areas that's showing. So I've just got it lined up nice, and I'll just go to the next row. So you start with your longest row and then kind of go down incrementally, and you'll notice that they'll fit right nicely with that back piece. You can just arrange them to where they line right up with it and glue them down, and then go on to your next layer. And I'm not worried, you can see a little white poking through there, but I've got some extra popcorn pieces laying there on my desk that I'm going to strategically place to cover up those areas, and it will make my popcorn look layered, and it'll make my popcorn bag nice and full. So I'm going to get it laid down on there. Now all of the materials that we use will be linked in the description box below so that you can shop for these dies and materials at the Kat Scrappiness store, and I hope you will. And if you like it, I'd hope that you'd give me a like and maybe a subscribe, and follow along the other designers and see what they do with this fun popcorn shaker craft die and the film strip die if they use it. So now I'm taking those other red strips that I cut out, and I'm going to cut them down because I want to have the red line up with the red on my base. So I'm just going to cut them down and glue them to fit right on that edge so that they'll line up perfectly with my other pieces. So that's why I wanted to make sure I got it nice and straight. Now this one I'm just going to line up and then pinch it together and then cut it off from the back, just making sure it didn't move on me. And then we'll add the last one, and then we'll cut it down to where it works on there. And I need to cut that a little bit more. It's a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut it down. And now you can see I've got them lined up perfectly, and it's going to look really nice on there. So I brought in some acetate, and I'm going to bring some glue and just glue it down. And I'll have to lay it aside and let it dry for a bit. So I'm just going to push it down, lay it off on my craft desk, and I'm bringing actually my stamp pressure tool, and I'm going to lay it on top of there just to give it a little bit of weight. And now I'm going to lay my film strip die down on my card, get it positioned where I want it, make sure I have enough room for my popcorn. I'm going to let it hang over the edge of my A2 size card so that I can fit everything, all my elements on there. So I'll just move it over a little bit. We're going to flip it over and we'll just trim the back off so that it fits off nicely on there. And there we go. So now we've got space for our new corn shaker craft die. And I'm just getting some glue underneath my magical Quokka with a wand. And I'm going to get some glue on this popcorn shaker base and get it laid down on there just where I want it. And then we're going to check our acetate and see if it's ready. And we're in pretty good shape. I'm trimming it up a little bit. You can't hardly see because I'm off camera there a little bit, but and I'm going to clean up some glue on there, and we'll just trim it up. And then I'm going to bring in some real thin strips of some foam tape, and we'll get it laid down on there, and that way we can build our shaker. So I'm just making sure all of my foam butts right up next to one another so I don't have any gaps in there. And I'll bring in another piece and fill in that gap at the bottom. And then I'm going to bring in my actually I'm going to bring in my popcorn label now. I've taken the largest oval from the die set and cut out white, and then the smaller one from red, and I'm layering them. And then I took my popcorn die and die cut out the word popcorn, and I'm just going to take and put some glue on there. And I get quite a bit of glue on there, so I bring in a paper towel and just blot it off so I don't make a big gluey mess. And I get it laid down on my little oval, and I'm going to lay it on my acetate. But I'm going to bring in some double-sided tape for this, just so I'll get a quick adherence. And this is just some double-sided tear tape. And so I'm going to lay it down on there, tear it. I cut it a little bit long, so I'm going to move that piece over and put it on there. And then I like to use my bone folder to give it a good press so that it sticks well, and then pull the release tape off. And then I'll get it laid down on my acetate, and we'll have our popcorn label on our shaker. Now I'm going to bring in the embellishments to go with us. We've got some cheesy popcorn and some other popcorn. I'm going to use the cheesy popcorn embellishments. And these are quite wide and thick. And because my foam tape wasn't quite thick enough, I'm just trimming them down to smaller pieces of popcorn so that I don't have to do a second layer of foam tape on there. And I'm just trimming down all the different colors of the cheesy popcorn. And I'm going to lay them down there on my base and get everything positioned, all my shaker bits positioned, and then I will put my little shaker window over it. So I'm also going to bring in the movie night shaker bits and sprinkle some of those on there, and I'm kind of spreading them out, and then I'll pull the release paper off the back of my acetate. I'm going to run the bone folder over it again just to make sure it's stuck down really well. And then we'll lay this on top of my shaker bits, and that will create our shaker card. So just trying to line it up real carefully and get it pressed down. And I lifted it up too quick, and some of my shakers came out. I needed to run my bone folder across it before I did that. And so I'm just going to poke them back in and then take my bone folder and push down on it, make sure I have a good adherence, and then that'll take care of it. So now we've got our shaker, and I think it turned out really cute. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.